Good morning children. Today is Monday and we are doing English. And in English, remember last time when you were at school, we had learned some words called as interrogative words. How many of you still remember that? Interrogative words. What were they? Interrogative words. And suddenly when I was talking about this, Jenna got excited when I told the story of if the police is having a doubt on someone, they call the person to interrogate at the police station. Correct? They'll take the person to interrogate at the police station. So what are interrogation? What is interrogation or interrogative words? Interrogative words are question words. Okay, so when I said the story of the policeman taking the person for interrogation, he's taking them for questioning. Did you see the person running away? Did you see the chain snatched away? Do you know which bike they went in? What time did they go? How did they come? How did they go? When did they leave? All those questions. So these questions are based on some interrogative words like what, how, when, where, why, whom, whose, like this, all these questions. And you would have noticed that all these interrogative questions, mostly they start with the W and a H. What, where, when, whom, whose, why, all this begin with the WH, interrogative words. Some other words like how. That alone will be an exception, but rest of them are in WH, begins with WH. So that's an easy way to identify interrogative words. Now we are going to look today in page number 25. This is it page number? Yeah, in page number 25 you have these questions with these interrogative words. Okay, now you can clearly see the interrogative words. The red dotted ones are the interrogative words. Like for example, this one is, 1 minute. Yeah. What, where, when, which. Okay, so these are all interrogative words. Now when you say interrogative words means if it is in a sentence, it has to finish with a question mark. So in your homework and your assessment, I am sure that you would have done this part of identifying and circling the interrogative word and putting this question mark without fail. Have you done it? Do you remember it? Okay. Now it comes easier for you because you have to remember in a sentence which is a question format, you have this interrogative word and it ends with a question mark. Okay. In fact, your homework would have been actually an interrogative sentence only. Okay. There is a question here. What is your name? Again, this is that split diagram that I taught you. A consonant E. So the sound will be A itself with the consonant. Aim. Aim. Name. Correct? Aim. Name. What is your name? So you have to write an answer for it. So today's class is about giving answers and how you will form an answer. For writing an answer will have to be a sentence which will begin with a capital letter. Do you see that? This is going to be the answer. My name is Tom. What is your name? My name is Tom. So that is also a sentence, but it begins with a capital letter and finishes with the full stop. You have to remember this. I remember that you were writing sentences in the end of the term 1 and 2. Remember writing them? Yes. So you will know that you would have always started with the capital letter and finished with the full stop. Now let's look into this answer for this interrogative sentence. What is your name? Question mark. My name is Tom. Has to be capital because it is the beginning of the sentence and full stop in the end. And you see, names always begin with capital letter. This you are all familiar. You would have noticed in your notebooks or wherever you see in your dad's name or mommy's name, the first letter will be capital letter. So you have to remember that if you are going to write your name, my name is Varun, you have to write capital V. Okay, a little longer V. Next question. Where do you live? Where do you live? What can be the answer for that? I live in Chennai. Okay, so let's write the answer for that. I, capital letter, live, the same live. I live in Chennai. Names of a place also will have to be capital letter only because it is a name. All names will be in capital letters, right? Name of a place or name of a person has to be in a capital letter. So C has to be capital letter. Whichever place you are going to write, okay? Please write it in capital letter. Next one. When is the party? Birthday party. When is the party? What answer can I give for it? When is the party? You might say the party is in the evening, or sometimes you might say the party is at 6 o'clock or 6 p.m. When it is evening, you say p.m. If it is morning, you will say a.m. Okay? 6 o'clock in the morning is 6 a.m. 6 o'clock in the evening is 6 p.m. Okay, let's see what answer I have given for when is the party. The party is at 6 p.m. When is the party? The party is at 6. See how I have written 6? You have learned the digital clock, right? 6.00. This is for the minutes. No minutes here. So it is at sharp at 6 p.m. in the evening. P.m. means evening. Remember to give the full stop. Next question. Which is your bag? Which is your bag? What will you say generally if I ask, which is your bag? You might either say that the blue one is my bag, or my bag is on the chair. The one on the chair is my bag. The one on the desk is my bag. Or you might even simply point out and say, this is my bag or that is my bag. Okay, let's write the answer for that. Which is your bag? That is my bag. Pointing out and saying, that is my bag. Capital letter, begin with a capital letter, finish it with a full stop. So this whole exercise for you is about, because earlier you had learned to read sentences. You had learned to write sentences. Then I gave you an exercise to learn interrogative words. What, when, where, how, whom, whose, why, all those things, which ends with a question mark. So you know how the interrogative sentences will be. It ends with a question mark. Is it not? The interrogative word and a question mark. The answer part you have already learned to write it in a sentence. So now it is all getting complete. There is a question for you and you are going to write an answer in a sentence. And the rules of answering will be, in a sentence will be, first letter is capital, it should end with a full stop. And names of a person and names of a place should be also in a capital letter. For example, Tom, capital T, Chennai, capital C. Okay? Or if you are saying like I, the letter I, when you say I am 5 years old, how old are you? I am 5 years old. That I will have to be capital letter. Whether it comes in the beginning or end or middle, it has to be capital letter. Okay? So that is your interrogative sentences, and this will be on page number 25. It's the same thing, so I will not go back to that page in your workbook. Open and you will find only the you will find the questions there. In the 4 lines, I want you to give the answer for this. Okay? Okay, now let's move on to the next page, which is page number 32. The next exercise that you have to do on page number 32 is about a new concept which is called as adverb. Okay, adverb. Last week I taught you about verb. You remember? What is verb? The most easiest of all for you to find out. What is a verb in a sentence? It is any action word like run, walk, sing, write, cry, dance, sit and row. Rowing the boat. One more time, shall we see all the verbs? Run. It's an action word. A word which is telling about an action. What is the action? Run. Walk. Sing. Sing with a mic. Write. Cry. Dance. Sit. Row. As in rowing the boat. Okay. Now, new thing that we are going to learn is about adverb. Do you notice this new thing added to the verb? It's added. So that's not why it's called adverb. Okay. Added to verb can say. Okay. Adverb is a word which tells about the action. Now let's take this action. In a sentence, I might say, please run quickly. Please run quickly. Now how should you run? I'm telling about the action. The action is running. How should you run? Quickly. Okay. So that is called as an adverb. Anything explaining how the action word or the verb should be. That is called as an adverb. For example, run, it's a CK word, quickly. Run quickly. Quickly is an adverb. Run is a verb, quickly is an adverb. Okay, run quickly. Next one, walk. Look at the sentence I am going to tell you. Will you all walk, or let me say, will you all walk slowly? Will you all walk slowly? Okay. Now how am I asking you to walk? Will you all walk slowly? So how should the action be? Walking slowly. Slur, O-W, O-Ly. Okay, walk slowly. Walk is a verb and slowly is adverb. How should you walk? Slowly. How should you run? Quickly. Next one. One more verb we will see. Sing. Sing. What shall we say? She sings softly. Okay. Softly. Sing softly. How should you sing? Softly. How should you run? Quickly. How should you walk? Slowly. Okay. If you have noticed one thing, it is all ending in a li. Is it not? Yeah, that is common. So the next word, you can tell me what can come as an adverb. What can be the adverb for this verb? Write. Okay, the verb is write. What adverb can I write for that? Think. It should end with a li. If I am going to say, come on children, write. Quickly is already written, something else. Write neatly. Please write neatly. Let's see how it comes. N. We have here one phonogram. E. E. Neatly. Again you got a li. Do you see that? Neatly. Write neatly. Go to the next verb. Verb. What is the action verb? Cry. The baby cried loudly. Loudly. How was the crying? It was very loud. Loudly. L. One phonogram here for you. This is ow. Loud. Li. Do you hear that? Again it's ending in a li. Loudly. Next one. Dance. What can I say for dance? Dance. You tell me what can be the fun word I can say for adverb. He danced, or let's say Varun danced. How? You remember that video I had sent for the graduation day musical chair? Somebody was dancing when the musical chair song was put. Who was that? Jenna, right? Yeah, she was dancing all the way. How was she dancing? She was dancing happily. Happily. Okay? Happily. She was dancing happily. Next one. Sit. How do you sit? You tell me. Sit. Sometimes if we are all noisy, we will tell, end of the day it'll all be noisy. So what will I say? Hey everybody, come on, sit. Quietly. Quietly. Okay? Let's write. Qua. Always Q has to come with this, right? Always. They are always friends. Quietly. Quietly. Okay? Quietly. Sit quietly. Here there is a small difference in the phonogram, but you will learn slowly. I have not introduced it yet to you, but it's okay. Okay? Sit quietly. Next one. Row. What can I say? We'll sing a song. Now you tell me what. It has to be a li word only. Like loudly, happily, quietly. One more li word. What will it be? What can be that adverb? Row, row, row your boat gently. How do you have to row the boat? Gently. Or you can even say merrily, 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 merrily. One more li, right? Which one you want me to write? Gently or merrily? Row, row, row your boat gently. Row gently. Come on. Gently. Okay? There. Now, so the verbs that we had seen were, the action words of the verb are run, walk, sing, write, cry, dance, sit and row. And the words which tell how the verbs were done, how the action was done. Quickly, slowly, softly, neatly, loudly, happily, quietly, gently, merrily. Okay, all those are called as adverbs. Okay, so in your workbook in page number 32, there are sentences. I want you to circle the adverb alone, the li words. Will you all find out that adverb? One quick clue for you to find out is it will always end with a li. Okay, and just before that adverb you will find the verb. Okay, like a friend of the adverb, it will be sitting next to it. Okay, so this is one easy task for you to find out and differentiate between verb and adverb. Will you all do it? You will have fun doing it. Now, I've changed the board, which means that I have come to our homework part. Classwork, the workbook part, you are going to find out 1, the adverbs in a sentence, and 2, you are going to write the sentences as a reply for interrogative sentences. Okay, the words like the answer to it, and remember the rules of a sentence when you are writing the answer for those questions. Now, for your homework, remember I gave you a split diagram last time. A consonant A, consonant E. Okay, now I am going to give you U consonant E this time. Last time I told you, when a word has A consonant E in it, the sound of A is A itself and the consonant sound will be there, but the E will become silent. Correct? Yeah. For example, name, name, E will be silent in it. Or when I write date, what is today's date? D-A-T. Okay, you write an A, consonant T, and the E is silent. Is it not? Name, date. Okay. That is something that you will see every day when you are writing your workbook. The name and date. In that itself you will see the A consonant E. Today we are going to focus on U consonant E. The new split diagram is U consonant E. What is the U consonant E means? If I say A consonant E sound is A itself, what is the sound of U consonant E? U itself. Okay, it's going to be U. But when we had learned in the beginning, the sound of U was A. Correct? A. That's right. We had learned A umbrella, A underneath, A under, or upside down. Correct? A. So that uncle, all that was A. Now this is going to have the sound U because it is coming with a consonant and a silent E. So you'll have to say it as U consonant E. Now let's see. T, this has to be U only, okay? Because there's a consonant and a silent E. Tube. 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 Okay? Like the cycle has a tube, or there may be some tube kind of balloons. Yes? Tube is something like a hollow piece, like the straw with which you sip juice, right? You've seen that? That's what we call as a tube. Okay? So the cycle's tire, no, it has a tube inside it. Tube. Okay? Or when you go for swimming, or if you have seen anybody swimming, they will be wearing one tube around themselves which will help them to float in the water. That tube has air in it, because of which it will float in the water. Tube. Tube. Ube. Next one. Cube. 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 Excellent. The cube, the shape of a cube. You know what it is, right? Yeah, it has squares on all sides. So you call it as a cube. Next one. Fume. Fume. Fume is a kind of, a kind of smell that comes out. For example, let's say mommy is, adding chilies to the vegetables in the kitchen. So you'll get that fumes coming in. Okay, there may be a little bit of smoke and suddenly you'll start coughing, right? Yes, you start coughing and sneezing, achoo, achoo, because of the fumes coming from that chili. Fume. Okay, that smell and that gas which is coming from that is called as fume. Okay, fumes. Sometimes if somebody is painting the house, you will get one strange smell. That's just not smell. There is something more to just the smell. It can be irritating your eyes also. But because there is something in the air you cannot see it. That is called as fumes. Okay? Fume. In Tamil they say nedi. Okay? Fumes. Then next one is tune. Again, U consonant is N. Tune. Tune. When you are singing a song, you want very good tunes, right? Yeah, so you will sing to the right tune. Tunes. Okay. Next one. Huge. Huge. Sometimes your daddy and mommy come home for maybe on a weekend or something. They give you a huge surprise. Is it not? They'll tell, let's go to the beach. And there will be some fun there waiting for you. So that's a huge surprise. Huge means big, very big. Big surprise. Huge. Next one. Use. use. Okay, you want to throw this paper? Please use the dustbin. Use. Next one. X. Use. Excuse. Excuse. Excuse me, please. Yeah, when you want to interrupt someone, what do you say? Excuse me. Excuse me. Next one. Here also some more words are there, but a small change, not like the A consonant here, E. Sometimes U has the sound oo, as in Varun. If you see Varun's name, you will find V-A-R-U-N, because his name is, the U in his name sound is oo. If you take my name also, Miss Juno, my name is J-U. I don't say Juno, I say Juno. The sound is oo in it. Okay? Oo. So, this time, this set of words, sometimes it happens like that. I want you to, as you read, you will understand. As you start reading more and more words, you will understand when to say it as a U and when to say it as a oo. But the rule is the same only. The sound of U as U or oo, consonant and silent T. Okay. Now let's see this. If the sound is going to be oo. All these words is oo, not U. Okay. Rule. Oo. Rule. Yes. I give you ground rules in the morning, right? How should you sit? How should you walk? How should you put back things in the place? Yeah. Rules. I give you the ground rules in the morning. Ground rules. Rule. Next one. Flute. Flute. That musical instrument, flute. You would have seen mostly Lord Krishna playing the flute, or Bal Krishna, baby Krishna. Next one. Jute. Jute. Jute is a kind of material. For example, this is cotton. Sometimes your mommy will be wearing a silk material, or there may be a velvet material. I have a material here to show you, that is called as jute. I'll show it to you here. Maybe you can go home and find out the jute in your house. Okay, this is the jute material. Okay, that's the jute material. Okay, mostly you would have seen the sack cloths, you know, in which the rice bags which come home, or maybe the wheat bags, they all will be made of this jute material. Okay, jute. Or some bags that you bring also, some lunch bags that you bring will be made of jute material. Mostly it will be brown color, but sometimes they will even give it colors like red, blue. Many of you are bringing jute. I remember Jenna bringing jute bag. Correct? Yes, your bag is made of jute. So that is your jute material. It is a kind of material, just like you have cotton, you have silk, you have velvet, you have satin. Like that you have jute material. Like I said, some lunch bags and all will be made of jute material. I think even Deeksha brings a jute bag only for lunch. Okay, so that's jute. 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 Next one. June. 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 Yes, the month of June. June, July, August. Correct? Again. So, June. U is the sound, consonant E. Okay, June. Next one. Shoot. Shoot. This is not this shoot. Okay, this shooting, shooting with a gun, it has a double O, the long O, U sound. Shoot, that root, that kind. This shoot is different. This is more like, you would have heard it in the parachute. Also, when you say shoot, a shoot is like a hollow way through which something is, passing. If you go to big malls and all, particularly if you go to the parking area, you will see that AC will be passing through one duct. Okay, if you look up onto the ceiling, you will see that. They are all called as chutes. Okay, sometimes people will have chutes for disposing garbage. In the tall buildings and all, near the kitchen there will be a small opening through which they can put the garbage, and it goes down a chute and it will get collected at the bottom. Okay, a passage, a small way, like a tunnel. Okay, like a closed sliding board. Yeah, you've seen some sliding boards which are fully closed and you go through that pipe. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's called as a chute. Okay, chute, chute. Next one, rude, rude. Rude is when somebody is talking in a very harsh way, in a very blunt way. I don't like you. How do you feel when someone says that? I don't like you. That's very rude. Okay, rude. Next one, prune, prune. Prune, there are two kinds of prunes, but I will tell you one prune is the dry grapes. Okay, dry grapes are also called as prunes. Okay, it will come in small, they will add it in the cakes. Some of you bring it for snack for eating. Dark brown color or light brown color prunes. Okay, dried grapes, drakshe. Okay, now let's see, go through it one more time. There are two ways you can say this. One is as U, on the other one as U. On this side you have all the U words. Tube, cube, fume, tune, huge, use, excuse. Next one, the U sound. Rule, rule, flute, flute, jute, jute, june, june, shoot, shoot. You would have this, I'll have to say it as sh, not as ch. Okay, and I'll put it here so that you will have to henceforth read some ch as sh and not ch. Okay, shoot, shoot. Then rude, rude, and prune, prune. Okay, U and U. Will you all try and do this in your homework book and do your assessment? Okay. So that is all, children, for today's class. I'll meet you all in another video. Until then, bye-bye.